What's going on YouTube? It's Giga here, bringing you some more Series 11 Wi-Fi battles with live commentary. We are once again using the Reshiram team that we featured yesterday. We had some pretty good success with it, and I'm hoping to keep that up today. So looking at my opponent's first team, it is going to be a Groudon team. It is Charizard Groudon with Darmanitan, a Regieleki, a Venusaur, and Grimmsnarl. So Reshiram is really good here. I think Reshiram Tornadus overall is a solid option. The question then is what else do we want? Tauros not really doing too much here. Tapu Fini probably not between the Regieleki, the Grimmsnarl, and the Venusaur. Let's bring Urshifu and then probably Rotom. Rotom being able to burn some stuff is always just really nice. Obviously, we do have to be just a little bit careful given the fact that, what's it called? We do have to be a little bit careful just given the fact that it does have to worry about Darmanitan and some other attacks, particularly Airstream from Charizard. But overall, I do feel pretty solid about this. Grimmsnarl going to cause some potential problems, but I don't really see it being too much of an issue, as we are going to see Regieleki with Darmanitan. So this is actually really fine for me. This is essentially a free Tailwind, and then we can immediately get some damage onto this Darmanitan. So I'm fine to immediately just go for a Max Flare here, as well as a Tailwind. And what that's going to let me do is that's going to let me set up for Heat Waves. The subsequent turn, we also have Groudon to thank for that. So we'll kind of see how that works out. But yeah, overall feeling really solid about how this is looking. We will see no max from them, which makes sense, right? Like Darmanitan normally uses Scarf to benefit, and it doesn't get that benefit when maxed. So we can really sort of utilize that to our advantage. Probably an Electro Web from Eleki, but we should be faster. So that's really good for us. Even if they get a second one, we should still be faster than the majority of what they have. So yeah, we'll get up the Tailwind, always really great. And let's see. Yeah, we do get the Flare off, and there should be a pretty easy KO onto this Darmanitan. Yeah, perfect. Great. Good position for us. We are going to be up to start this thing off, and let's just kind of see probably an Electro Web. That's what I'm expecting to see my opponent go for, as yeah, it is going to be an Electro Web. Tornadus taking that really well. We do love to see that. At +1, we should lose. Yeah, we're going to be slower than Eleki, which is definitely going to be a little bit unfortunate. But the question is, are we still going to be able to outspeed? Okay, it is going to be Venusaur. So Venusaur, yeah, I say we just go for just as much damage as possible. We are probably going to see a Vine Lash. So Vine Lash, a little scary, but Rotom being immune to it, being immune to Precipice Blades from Groudon is also going to be really helpful. We could see a Max. Max wouldn't be the scariest thing in the world. I think Reshiram is in a pretty good position to tank 2 hits. Okay, so we're probably going to lose Eleki. I mean, not Eleki. We're probably going to lose Torn to Eleki, as we will see Venusaur get big. Venusaur now in a position to be faster than us. We hopefully can get some big damage onto it though, which should really help if we bring out Urshifu in the end game, right? Urshifu being faster than Eleki because of the Tailwind. Smart. Very smart. Okay, that's a very smart play there. We will see the Electro Web come out. Reshiram now at -2 speed. So what? We do have Rotom. Rotom going to be pretty big here. Yeah, I say we bring out Rotom. Rotom threatening into the Eleki with a Leaf Storm is really helpful. And we do have access to another Max Flare, so we can just do this, as well as a Leaf Storm here. We are unfortunately going to be slower, but that's fine. We also, because the Venusaur has Max, means it can't go for a Sleep Powder. So we will see another Electro Web. Reshiram just absolutely taking these hits just due to that huge resistance. And probably a Max Quake going to be coming out. Yeah, we are going to see the Max Quake into the Reshiram as long as we live, which we, okay, yeah, we easily are going to eat that up. Did Lucky go for, yeah, Lucky went for an Electro Web. Leaf Storm comes out hoping for a KO here, but yeah, I was gonna say probably not, mainly due to the fact that we did see that Max Flare. As now, let's see how much this does. This is still in the sun. Okay. Well, that works. We still have Urshifu in the back, and Aleki is fairly low. You are going to outspeed with Groudon, so that is still a little tricky. But I think if we can get a burn off onto their Groudon from the Rotom, I think we should be in a very good position overall. So let's go for a Protect here, as well as a big Will-O-Wisp here. Like I said, I think if we get that, we'll be in really solid shape. And from there, we can use Urshifu really as a way to try and get a KO onto this. It is still going to be a little tricky. We do want to figure out, I think that's the thing. I don't know if Aleki is in range of going down to another Leaf Storm, which if it is, like that is really huge for us. You should hit me with another. Yeah, this thing is just electric. Please stop. We should see a Rock Slide. Yeah, I mean, luckily Rotom is taking these really well. We have, okay, perfect. We are faster. We do hit the Will-O-Wisp. So as long as you're not Lumberry, we should be in a really good position overall. Please don't be Lumberry. Perfect. We are going to see the Rock Slide. And I think given the fact that we do get the burn off, like this should, yeah, we absolutely take that. So Rotom really putting in work this game. We can now, we can just go for an Earth Power as well as a Leaf, nope, not a Protect, a Leaf Storm onto the Aleki. I'm not really afraid of anything with Rotom at this point. We will see the Thunderbolt come out into the Reshiram. Reshiram hanging on just because it's not very effective. Rock Slide didn't come out, right? You're really trying to utilize those flinches. This is actually a surprising chunk to Rotom, so maybe they got a minimum roll last time, and now we do hit the Leaf Storm perfect, as it will hopefully KO this Aleki. Oh, it does not KO the Aleki. So that is definitely going to be a little bit unfortunate. I say, what, we bring out Urshifu. I mean, Aleki's at 1. So what we can do is we protect Urshifu to preserve the Sash and go for a Thunderbolt onto Aleki. Yeah, so we preserve here and we go for a Thunderbolt onto the Aleki. So that means we just have to not get flinched by Rock Slide, and from there we have access to Wicked Blow onto this Groudon, and we still have our Citrus Berry, which is that was rude. That looks like a crit. So that's a crit. You're gonna proc me into Citrus Berry range. I could Sucker Punch the Aleki and Leaf Storm the Groudon. Let's do this. So my thought process, right, is, I mean, you could double protect. Okay, perfect. Now double protect, we'll get rid of the Aleki. This means that we preserve the Sash on Urshifu. We will have to take a Rock Slide, so this could be a banded Groudon. But yeah, I mean, looking at how little damage that does, we are going to just be able to really chip away at this Groudon. Now we have access to Wicked Blow, as well as a Leaf Storm here, and then we can do things like just double protecting to guarantee that you're not going to get damage off, as yeah, we're just going to be able to get really big damage with that Wicked Blow. we should not see you. Yeah, you're going for a Rock Slide, so that means you're not going to get a KO onto Urshifu, and so that's going to really let Rotom put in a ton of work here, right? Like being able to get off those burns. And was that a crit? That wasn't even a crit. We went for 2 Leaf Storms. So that should speak to really the power of Rotom. I know that I had really wanted to utilize it for this team, and I think this battle really highlighted that. We're right, like it was able to put in work against Groudon, it was able to put in work versus Alecki. Venusaur couldn't really do much to it, which really helped us out. So overall, I think Rotom, the main MVP in this match, and yeah, let's just keep rocking and rolling and move to the next one. All right, battle number 2, and it is versus a Calyrex Ice team. It is Calyrex with Clefairy, a Regieleki, Registeel, Tapu Fini, and Torkoal. So we don't really have a good way to deny Trick Room, which makes things a little bit tricky here. Tauros, I like for the ability to get off and Intimidate. I think Urshifu is big here, Tapu Fini, and Reshiram. Just the question, though, is what order do I want to bring things? Let's do Reshiram Tauros with Tapu Fini and Urshifu in the back. Yeah, I think we'll need Tapu Fini for Registeel if it is going to be an Iron Defense Body Press set, which like I expect it to be, and so the ability really to use what's it called, Nature's Madness, I think is going to be huge just for getting as much damage as possible. Will-O-Wisp with Rotom would have been really nice, but it's just I expect Calyrex Clefairy as a really obvious lead here, just trying to set that up as we bring out Tauros and Reshiram. So what we can do is we can immediately just try to KO this Clefairy. I want to KO Clefairy as soon as possible to stop a Trick Room. I say we go for a max. Let's go for a max flare. I'm gonna click it into Calyrex Ice, and I'm gonna Sunny Day, just because what this will do is this will set up Sun, which will boost which will boost Reshiram's power, which will hopefully help us get the KO onto either Calyrex or Clefairy. So that I think will be really big. And then from there, we have the ability to cycle out into into Tapu Fini, as we are going to see just straight follow me. I think that really makes sense here. We are going to be able to set up the Sunny Day, and then Max Flare Stab in the Sun with Life Orb should be more than enough to KO this Clefairy. As, this Max Flare is going to come out, do, easy KO. Calyrex now at -1, which is really good for us, as we will see the obvious Trick Room come out, which, boom, we'll have to see that. I guess, no, because as I was going to say, Tauros doesn't have the strength to KO Clefairy, as we will see Tapu Fini. Tapu Fini is so Tapu Fini has the ability to go for Max Geyser. So what we're gonna actually do is we're gonna Wormwind Calyrex and switch into our own Fini. Because my thought process, right, is okay, we're gonna see Calyrex swap out into Regieleki. Regieleki is fine. I wish I had gone for what's it called? Max Quake at this point, but it's fine. We will still have one more turn with the Reshiram, because what I think you're going to okay, so you're Combine. Combine is scary, but not the end of the world, because we do, like I said, have access to Nature's Madness, which can really help us out. Max Wormwind, obviously, at this point, okay, so we do We do get the KO onto a Lecky, which means you're not Focus Sash, which means that Calyrex now will get permanent drops from Tauros. So what we can do is we can... the question is, do we think we can beat Feeny? Or do we think we can beat Calyrex? I would like to Max Quake Calyrex and swap into Tauros. We need nourishment and Tauros meat. Yeah, you're now locked in. We can bring out Tauros for the permanent Intimidate, which, I mean, Calyrex obviously has the ability to stop that, but you know, it is what it is. Feeny has the potential to be really scary. We are going to see a max here. The question now is what? I do expect it to be Feeny. Feeny. We also... okay, what? We're going to see... Okay, so it is going to be Calyrex. Calyrex is fine. We do have the ability to, just like I said, keep dropping it. Reshiram should hopefully take a hit. Yeah, we will see a Max Quake come out. This should be into Reshiram. Reshiram, yeah, should take that. Yep, perfect. Love to see that. You're at -1. We can then like swap back out into Feeny, and then right back into Tauros to really try and keep this Calyrex as low as possible. A little bit more than I would have liked. Get that special attack drop. That's fine. So now the question we want to see is how many turns of Trick Room are left? Yeah, that's going to do nothing as a result of Max Quake. That's fine. That's fine. That's fine. We do have a way to deal with Calyrex in the endgame. We just need to get as much damage as possible. There are 2 turns of Trick Room left. I'm gonna do this because what happens now is if we have Reshiram live the Max Quake, we get a free switch in. We get a free switch in into Tauros for a double protect to stall out Calyrex's Max. We have Urshifu to deal with Calyrex in the endgame, and then we just need to figure out how to beat this Feeny. Okay, Hailstorm comes out into Feeny. Okay, that's perfect. Feeny taking a little bit more damage than I would have liked, but what? We should see a Moonblast into Reshiram. Oh, into Feeny. Okay, you doubled up into the Feeny slot. That is, that is a very, very offensive Tapu Fini. We do not like to see that. We can. Oh. We swap out into Tauros here, and we go for a Protect Tapu Fini. We know that Urshifu can beat Calyrex. Now the question now is, how do we beat this Feeny? We can Moonblast. Moonblast is going to be huge. I mean, not Moonblast. Nature's Madness is going to be huge. Tauros having Double Edge also going to be really relevant for hitting on the physical side, as we just need to hope that Tauros lives a turn. Hailstorm comes out. This should be into Reshiram. Into Feeny. Interesting. Okay, so maybe you called the switch there. Feeny comes out. We will see a Muddy Water, so that's a little scary for sure. This is actually not ideal, because now the Trick Room is going to end, and the Trick Room is going to end, so you have the ability to set up another Trick Room, whereas Twisted Dimensions are going to return to normal. What we do is we go for a Nature's Madness into Calyrex. Yeah, so what we do is we Double Edge into Tapu Fini, and we Nature's Madness the Calyrex. That should put it in range of Sucker Punch from Urshifu, as let's see how much this Double Edge does. Come on, Tauros, you're killing me. Tapu Fini. Oh, God, it's faster than my Tapu Fini? That's bad. That is very bad. Yeah, we should have brought out Urshifu. Oh, God, that's bad. is now you have a very easy Glacial Lance. I am going to Double Edge Tapu Fini and try to Wicked Blow the Calyrex. We're not gonna get it. Yeah, this Glacial Lance should KO Tauros. If it doesn't KO Tauros, we're in a really good spot. Okay, Tauros, you let me down. Now, yeah, you're gonna Moonblast me with Fini. And there is nothing I can do. Come on, Urshifu, you should have lived that. I think we brought the right 4. The only question, I guess... Yeah, their Tapu Fini... Fini was a difficult one with Calyrex, because it's hard to justify bringing... It's hard to justify bringing Rotom, whereas Rotom would have been very, very huge in this battle. And also, the guaranteed Trick Room made things really, really difficult. I think the Sunny Day play was... Yeah, I mean, the Sunny Day play was the right one because of the fact that we wouldn't have been able to knock out Clefairy without it. I think putting more pressure on Fini... I think, yeah, if we had gone for Max Quake earlier instead, getting that special defense boost would have been... overall very nice, but it was a tough battle, but it's still a good one, and let's just keep rocking and rolling and play one more. All right, last battle of the day, and it is going to be another Groudon team. It is Groudon, Venusaur, Charizard with Umbreon, Incineroar, and Regieleki. So this is whose team is this? This is a team that won one of the recent events, so that's interesting. The biggest hurdle for me is actually going to be this Charizard. I still think Reshiram Tornadus is huge here. Urshifu is going to deal with Umbreon and Incineroar very well, and then probably Rotom. Yeah, Tauros. Tauros not really relevant here. Tapu Fini, I think we can stay without. I think we just need to get rid of Charizard, which is the big one. Luckily, Reshiram is a fire type, so we don't have to worry about Wildfire on it. And then we can really try and hit it hard and set up that way. We can also try and do things like targeting what's next to it, or yeah, we'll kind of see. Oh, well, that happened. So that doesn't count, and we'll be right back for battle number 3. Okay, so the actual last battle of the day, and this time it is versus a Calyrex Ice team. I mean, not Calyrex Ice, Calyrex Shadow. It is Whimsicott with Thundurus, Urshifu, Entei, Tapu Lele, and a Calyrex Shadow. So, what? We definitely want Urshifu. Urshifu is very big. Tauros is big. Torn and Reshiram. Right? Tapu Fini is not doing enough here. Reshiram with Torn feels good with Tauros and Urshifu in the back. Right? Rotom just has to... Rotom is tempting, but it has to worry about a lot. So we'll skip it for now. I think these two are definitely going to... Or these 4 are definitely the best choice. Having 2 things that deal with Astral Barrage very well is going to be huge, particularly for dealing with Calyrex. I mean, obviously for dealing with Calyrex. We have to be a little weary of Thundurus, but not the worst thing in the world, as we will see Wimmy Calyrex. Wimmy Calyrex is fine. Tornadus is bulky enough to easily take an Astral Barrage, which means that we can set up Tailwind and go for... Yeah, we can set up Tailwind and go for an immediate Max Quake. Nope. Let's Max Quake into Calyrex and set up a Tailwind here. There is the chance that you taunt my Wimmy, which you might. You might. I was gonna say, if you taunt Wimmy, that's great for me. because, or if you taunt with Wimmy, that's great because we have the mental herb, and what that means is we can taunt to stop your Tailwind the subsequent turn. So we love to see that. You could be eject button, which would be sad, but not unheard of. So let's see what we go for here. We're gonna see, yeah, you're just gonna straight Tailwind. So we will take the Astral Barrage, and then hopefully we can survive another after the green froze. And okay, so we are going to see the critical hit with Max Quake. We are going to see that you are Focus Sash, which is unfortunate, but let's see. Special defense is raised. Reshiram, oh wow, Reshiram just eats that. Torn, this is close. Okay, so we know the Focus Sash is on Wimmy, so I'm going to do this, and I'm going to go for a Heat Wave. At +1, I think we should be able to live. We could see a... Okay, we're going to see a Helping Hand, which is awkward. Sorry, Torn. Torn goes down. Torn going down is fine. We will get the KO onto the Whimsicott, which means that we are free to bring out Urshifu and just basically scare away Calyrex. We can also, if we want, we could bring out Tauros. I don't think Tauros is necessary here. I think Urshifu is overall a better choice. Yeah, let's just bring out Urshifu. I don't see a reason to not bring it out. We have obviously the safe Wicked Blow. We should be able easily to take another Astral Barrage. I don't want to say safely take another Astral Barrage, but like... Okay, so we are going to see Torn here. I mean, not Torn, Thundurus. Thundurus is scary. Let's max Flare here and just go for a Sucker Punch onto you. The Protect, I know, is very obvious, but we do have a Focus Sash, so that'll help, right? If you're protecting, that means you are probably Airstreaming into Urshifu, which means we get guaranteed damage that way. So all things considered, it's not the worst thing in the world. Let's see how much damage this is going to do. We are going to see... Okay, wow, just straight up... Okay, that's cool. Very helpful crit, doing the extra 0 points of damage. We should now see a Airstream. Yep, Airstream into Urshifu. Yep, Urshifu goes down to Focus Sash. That's fine. This will let us get off the Flare in the Sun onto you, which is huge. The issue, though, is we have Tauros in the back, and so Tauros will give you a Defiant boost, but max Flare, how much are you going to do in the Sun? Okay, that's in range of Sucker Punch. That's easily in range of a Sucker Punch from Urshifu, so we should be able to get the KO there. The main question now is what do you have in the back? And that's Tapu Lele. Okay, Tapu... Oh no. Oh, that's so bad. Oh wait, I don't care. Tapu Lele is I can still Sucker Punch you because you're in the air. Tapu Lele, oh yeah. Oh no, I can't Sucker Punch anymore. So that's fine. We should see a Dazzling Gleam from Lele, most likely. Sucker Punch should KO. Perfect. We get the KO there. And now we might outspeed Lele. Nope. Okay, Dazzling Gleam, gonna get a double KO here. Or it doesn't. Okay, we'll take that. Reshiram absolutely being clutch here, letting us... Perfect, we hit the blue flare too. Onto Lele for a very clean KO. So luckily we are able to take that one, and yeah, we managed to survive. So definitely a little scary. I quickly forgot how terrain works, and I was worried about Lele But overall, glad we were able to pull through. I actually haven't really been having the best success with this team. So okay, so it is eject button Windy, which I'm interested they didn't go for it. Thunderous, Defiant, yeah, makes sense. AV, wow, we still did that much. Rapid Striker Shifu. Inner Focus Entei makes sense. Lele, yeah, it was Choice Specs. Shocking that we lived, and then interesting Trick Room on Calyrex. So I do, yeah. So like I said, I haven't actually been having the best success with this team. These videos were all back to back, and it just conveniently worked out that way. And I want to talk a little bit about that. So I want to actually pull up the team because more than anything, I think this has been a team building, or not a team, a learning process, and it's important to highlight the process of this. So I think one of the main issues is the fact that this team is very defensive, right? If we look at it, Reshiram and Urshifu are our main sources of damage, whereas Rotom, Feeny, Torn, and Tauros are really just support. Obviously, we do have a little bit of special, like we do have some attack investment in Rotom, Torn, and Tauros, but I mean, it's really not enough. And there are a lot of games, as we've seen and where I've played, where it just felt very passive. And I think it reminds me very much of Wolf Glick. He did a video talking about his Executor team and how it was too passive. And that was definitely one of the issues with this team, is that it is an incredibly passive team. And I run into issues a lot where it's just like, I can't KO things. And it's just in a format specifically that has Dynamax, where people are boosting every turn, playing defensively isn't really that beneficial. And particularly I'm noticing this with Tapu Fini. Tapu Fini has 4 special attack. And there's a lot of times where I need Tapu Fini to max, and it's just not doing what I need it to. So that has definitely been a pain. And like, as a result of having Reshiram and Urshifu as our main attackers, right? Like, I have to pretty much bring them to every game. And so 2 of my Pokemon are picked out. Usually then it's going to be Tornadus, because Reshiram isn't that fast, and then really whatever fits the bill. And that only gets you so far. And so I think, as particularly going into the rest of this and the start of Series 12, that is something I want to analyze and figure out, okay, how can I build teams that are more aggressive, but still, I think, are interesting. And I think there are ways to make more passive teams work, but I think this team really suffers from the fact that it is just so defensive. We still will play one more with it, and I think this definitely is an important lesson to keep in mind, and hopefully we can really make it work to our advantage. So yeah, I just wanted to quickly talk about that, and until next time, I hope all of you are wonderful, and I'll see you then.